Today we're going to conduct preventative maintenance on this Maytag refrigerator that will lower its operating costs as well as reduce the chance of failure. And Maytag refrigerators specifically present their own challenges with regard to preventative maintenance, as we'll see in this video. We'll talk about why and experiment with several possible methods. The intake pulls from the front at the bottom of the fridge, and that's where our work is going to be, right here at the bottom of the unit. This particular fridge has a snap-off cover or grill that connects onto the wheels, so we're going to remove that now. And this is essentially the air intake grill, and you could see that this is quite nasty, collecting dust and dirt and what have you over the given length of time since the last maintenance. A refrigerator, just like an air conditioner, has a provision to blow off the heat that's extracted from the inside to the outside as efficiently as possible. In the case of this air conditioner, air is pulled in from the side and up out the top by way of this fan, pulling it through the coils which line the perimeter of this device. There's also fins on these coils to maximize the surface area because it's important to remove as much heat as possible, as quickly as possible from the refrigerant as it cycles through here for optimum efficiency, performance, and to improve the longevity of the device. And as we take a look inside, we see that these coils that need to have air blowing past them to blow off that heat are completely impacted with dust and dirt. We can't even see through them. This Dyson Flex hose immediately comes to mind for the cleaning task, but I don't have one. So we're going to assemble a hose connected to a regular vacuum cleaner and demonstrate how that's done right quick. And this could be any vacuum cleaner hose. This happens to be a stand-up model with a detachable hose. And I'm just duct taping that hose to the hose of the vacuum cleaner to make a good seal. Nothing more. And my flexible hose doesn't need to be this long. Just I didn't want to cut it just for this task. The bin has been emptied to see what we collect. Starting with the initial vacuuming, and we see that it is effective grabbing the dirt that's just sitting on the floor in and around the refrigerator, as well as stuff that's on the surface of the coils and in front of the coils and the hairballs and whatnot. However, we can see that as we start vacuuming the coils themselves, anything that's lodged below the surface of the coils has seemingly little effect with regard to actually being removed by the vacuum cleaner. If you further take into consideration the fact that this is only the front row of coils that we're dealing with this type of success, obviously we're going to have some challenges here. And this is what we're looking at. This is as far as just conventional vacuuming gets us. Using a paintbrush, however, seems to break up that front layer of dust, leaving it on the ground below where it could be vacuumed up later. And that worked out really nice. The problem is it only got that front section of coils. We could see through this gap over here that everything behind there is still kind of impacted with dust to a lesser degree than the front was, but still has a lot of dust in it. I do want to prep the fridge for moving with a 1/4-inch wrench over here if I need to bring the feet all the way down so that the wheels could touch the ground. We can see mine are all the way down, or in fact the feet are all the way up in that manner. So now these wheels can roll. The missus is now going to shut off the refrigerator. We hold these two buttons to do so for 3 seconds. And we see that cooling is now off. So far, this is what we've collected from the inside of the refrigerator. Not bad. All of this was directly inhibiting the cooling. At this point, we rolled the refrigerator far enough forward that I could reach the power cord, and then I unplugged the unit. As expected, we could see all sorts of dust and dirt that has collected under the fridge. Also, the exhaust from the fan and the dust that is collected on the wall. We clean this area up before continuing, especially since I gotta crawl down there in just a little bit. This back cover will now be removed as it was in a previous repair video I made for this type of refrigerator. Using a 1/4-inch socket, I'll take out these screws in the rear, 2 on this left side. There's 3 in the middle. One of them also holds this grommet here that holds the water hose. And here's that 3rd one in the middle. And finally 2 on the other side. Then I'll just pull the cover open slightly. The power cable's in a grommet that slides out of the tracks on the back cover. So I pull it up and out, and the cover comes all the way down. It could then be pulled slightly away from the fridge, not too far, but slightly. Doesn't look too terrible back here, but we could see a lot of the dust that accumulates on the blades of the exhaust fan and around the surrounding areas of the exhaust fan, as well as all the dust that accumulates there on the fins of the rear grille. And while the coils in the back have dust, they're not nearly as bad as the coils up front. We could see what is basically just a mild silhouette of dust by comparison, something that we can hit with the brush to remove. So I am going to vacuum out these side channels. As those fins filled up with dust, the airflow started to move towards these side areas, and we can see that dust accumulated here. It's also easier to access because there's nothing obstructing it. Again, these fins were unobstructed, they were easy to clean, but they weren't really dirty either. So, hit with a brush, then hit with the vacuum, they were pretty much done. And the same thing went for the rear vent, also hit with the brush to loosen the dust, and then everything was subsequently vacuumed up. The fan and the shroud is next. I realize I can't hold the camera and do the fan with one hand, but this is what it looks like trying to do it with one hand. But I'm going to get the surrounding area, the shroud, to take all the dust off that's accumulated here in and around the fan. And now it looks a lot better once this entire area is cleaned up. We did break for lunch and ultimately plugged the refrigerator back in, allowing everything that was in the refrigerator and freezer to come back down to temperature. Not a bad idea if you're going to spend extra time doing this. Coming back, we're now going to experiment with some ways to remove dust from the front fins with some household items. The wife will be running the vacuum cleaner in the back as I do this to try and pick up any dust that comes out. I knew this would fail, but I was going to try it anyway because people were going to ask. This is canned air. You can't hold the bottle sideways, the liquid comes out. And even if you didn't hold the bottle sideways, canned air is not going to work because, well, it's not powerful enough to get all the way back there. Here's a vacuum cleaner setup that would be used on a computer keyboard. It's very small to get in the tight places, obviously. And I'll tell you right now that this one can get into those white slots right there, but other than that, it really isn't effective at all. It doesn't do anything more than getting any of the surface dust that I would have gotten through other means with the hose. Also, there's a very good chance these pieces will get stuck in there and come off because they're all detachable. So if I push them in there any further, they'll just become a permanent fixture of the refrigerator. So nothing has been effective up until now with the exception of just that very front piece. I try the biggest paintbrush that I have, but again, this only proves to be effective at that very first level and nothing more, so I'm no better for it. And while I do not recommend doing this just to prove a point, this dust is so impacted, I'm using my leaf blower. And watch this, I'm going to blow this back and forth at full power on my leaf blower under this refrigerator, and we're going to take a look at the results when I'm done. No tricks here. That leaf blower 1 foot away from the coils, disregarding the coil that was directly agitated in front, did absolutely nothing to remove the dust from the coils. Take a look at that. If the leaf blower is not going to do it, yeah, I don't think a brush is going to do it from afar or canned air. Now, I may have luck with compressed air at like 100 pounds, but that would blow dust all over the kitchen if it did work. Moving on, I have this brush that's used for dryer maintenance. We'll give this one a try. We could see that it has a tapered end. I'll also try this reusable drinking straw cleaning brush as well. And we can see that the drinking straw brush is definitely thin enough to get in between the fins, but I don't know how durable it is. It's kind of flimsy once it gets in there, and it only seems to be able to do one fin at a time. It would definitely take a long time to clean anything effectively, going from one to the next. I really don't know how long this would last before it bends so much that it would lose any of the rigidity that it has. It doesn't have much rigidity. So this is probably not a viable solution. This brush, however, while a bit wide, there's a lot of resistance, seems to fit the bill to be able to get inside and clean the fins, though it does sort of deflect them a bit. Getting in off to the side on a 90 as it bends. We're able to get into that track, into that V, and clean the dust out. However, as we could see that rack cleaned out, we see there's a whole other row that wasn't touched, and we can't get to that row. And we could also see a completely impacted row behind that. None of these test methods that I've tried will successfully clean out this refrigerator. Ideally, there should have been a door or a panel on one side of the refrigerator that could have been removed for service. So there could have been accessed out here, and then a brush could have gone through and cleaned them out, and then you just put the panel back when you're done. But they didn't add anything like that. So we're going to have to do it the way that I generally do it, and that is to put this on a hand truck and tilt the entire refrigerator up to access the bottom of this, because that's the only way to clean this thing out properly. I will first clean up the dust that was removed from the refrigerator from the test work that we did. Obviously, it did remove some of the dust. And this is what we've collected thus far. Again, it's not bad, but there's so much more that needs to be removed in this refrigerator. We got to get to work. First order of business, the refrigerator has to be emptied. I would think the freezer too, so definitely you want to have coolers at the ready. I imagine I wouldn't have to empty the freezer, but all it's going to do is make this even heavier than it already is. They have the right tools for the job. A hand truck definitely isn't it for a refrigerator. Remember, safety first. If you can't do it safely, don't do it at all. I accept the risk and have the right people helping me to hold the refrigerator secure while I do this. We get a good view now of what's going on. I'll point out I'm not under the fridge. I'm off to the side of it. There's a cardboard here that I deflect out of the way by removing these plastic tabs, and we can see all that dust we didn't even touch. Generally, I'd use a vacuum cleaner with a brush attachment, but I'm using a paintbrush in this video because there's less to get in the way while I hold the camera. It's just easy for me to record, but I would generally not just use a paintbrush. But I'm removing these tabs now so I could gain access to all this area, and I'm using just a screwdriver to pry it out. And with that cardboard piece gone, I now have access to all of the fins to clean out. And look how impacted this is. No amount of cleaning from the front or the back would have helped in any manner, short of 200 pounds of air pressure blowing through this thing. Would have been terrible. This is the only way to clean these Maytag refrigerators, is from the bottom, and you can see why as I do this now. And this cardboard piece is used to help channel air from the front, and if it's damaged and completely destroyed, it should be replaced to improve the efficiency of the refrigerator. Mine's still okay, so I'm going to clean it and put it back together. And I do want to take my time and make sure that I get all the dust off, because it's not every day that I lift up this refrigerator to get under it. So I'll stop and inspect and re-clean as necessary. Once cleaned, I'll reintroduce the cardboard piece and put those plastic snaps back in like shown. And we have more to add to our collection. So here's the final results of what we pulled out of this refrigerator, acting like an insulation material. That's a substantial amount of dust, so definitely going to be running cooler and with a reduced energy consumption. And that concludes this video on the maintenance of this Maytag refrigerator. I hope you found this video enjoyable, entertaining, and informative. Do me a favor, hit that like button down below, helps me out a lot when you do, and hit that subscribe button for more videos like this when they come out. Again, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching. Would you like to reply?